In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a brand new tool that I have not talked about at all on my channel yet called Jenni. So Jenni AI is an AI writer. And if you've watched any of my videos from ChatGPT to all of these things, I have not talked about AI writing, and especially I have talked about not using AI writing, so not having AI write for you. And while I've had a lot of different AI writing softwares reach out to me, I really haven't felt comfortable talking about any of them because I really don't think AI should write anything for you, especially in the research space. Your value comes from your ability to communicate. But I do love talking about efficiency. So I am actually going to talk to you about Jenni AI today. Specifically, I'm also going to talk to you about the things that I think you should do, even with using something like Jenni AI, to make sure that you are creating the most value yourself and not losing your voice to an AI, but to allow AI to help you write more efficiently. If you decide to upgrade your Jenni AI, you can use this discount code GRADSCHOOL to get 20% off your purchase. There will also be a link in the description below as well. So this is Jenni AI. I'm just going to come over here and just open a new document here. So here's a new document. It's going to say, what are you writing about today? You can put in what you're writing about, and then you can actually ask it to build an outline for you. So I'm just going to say a research article on steroid analysis by ion mobility. So it says that this is about an average prompt. I've included some good keywords, and you can use the outline builder. It's going to help you build out your headings. I particularly, when I've used it in the past, I don't think it is going to be the best one to use specifically around research articles. Again, it's an AI. It doesn't know how your journal wants your headings. So I'm not going to use the outline builder, but if you want help building out your outline, you can check out my scientific research paper checklist. It's going to show you exactly how to build out your headings and everything like that. So I'm going to click Start Writing here. And so now I have my headings over here and I have my paper over here. So you can see this is just like a Word document. You can press enter, all of these things. And so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to come over to settings. And these are the two important things that I have done. And I would actually really encourage you to do when you are writing research articles, when you're writing review articles, anything like that, is I've actually turned off auto suggestions. So you can see that you can toggle this on and off. If you have this on as you're writing, you can already see it's popping up to give me different suggestions. When you have this turned off, it's not going to do that anymore. You can write completely without it giving you any kind of suggestions. And I find this really helpful because even if I'm not having AI write something for me, if it is constantly popping up with its suggestion every single time I write a sentence, it is really easy for me to allow that AI to take over my own voice. So this is something that's really important to me, is that I can actually just sit here and write like I would anything else. But then when I'm getting really stuck, I can use this Control or Command J and have it suggest something. So if I'm hitting a writer's block, I can have it suggest something and then I can go, okay, this is where I might want to go from here. You can also choose the content tone. So most likely if you're like me, you're doing research, you're probably going to have an academic content tone, and you can choose the type. So if you're writing research articles or review articles, I would suggest writing in the essay type. And then you can always change your document prompt. So this was the original prompt that I gave it. You can always change that within here. This is going to help feed into giving better overall suggestions. And then you can use auto citations. So you can always use the @ to call it manually, and you can toggle this on or off. This will allow it to try and automatically cite. I would toggle this off. I think I would want a lot more control over my citations, and so I'm going to do that here. And then down here, you can choose what type of citation style you want. They are somewhat limited here. Obviously, if you're writing for Jasmus or JAX, they're not going to be in here. So this is not going to be your overall reference manager. This is really to help you start writing and then to have these things available for later so that you can reference them in the style that you want. So overall, that is the settings. Now I can start writing my paper. And the first thing that I would do when I'm writing my paper is first set out what my headings are. So my first heading is going to be introduction. And then my next heading, I'm just going to do my general ones for any paper methods. I'm going to add a heading is going to be results and discussion. And I'm going to add an extra heading and I'm going to do conclusion. Then I can add in subheadings. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to click my 6 dots and I can come in here and add in a heading 2. So my heading 2 is going to be maybe steroid analysis. Let's make sure does it need to be a heading 3? Yeah, so it needs to be a heading 3 because my paper title is my heading 1. So I can do steroid analysis. I'm going to do ion mobility. And these might not be my actual headings in my paper, but this just gives me a way to know what I'm talking about at any given time. And then I have my literature, and then I'm going to have my study. So this is how I generally block out any introduction, is kind of these 4 major things. Basically background information, literature that led to the study, and then what I did in my study. So now I can start writing. So I'm going to start writing. I wrote my first sentence. I'm kind of in my flow. I'm going to keep writing here. So I wrote these 2 sentences. Now I'm a little stuck. I don't really know what to write next. So I'm going to run my Control-J. And so we see here it says to overcome these challenges, various analytical techniques have been developed, including chromatography, mass spectrometry, and NMR. So I can accept this and it'll automatically paste it into here, or I can click See Alternative. So I'm going to click See Alternative. And so it says ion mobility spectrometry is a powerful analytical technique that can be used for steroid analysis. Okay, so that's a little bit more interesting. Maybe I want to do something that kind of combines the 2 that it gave me. So I'm going to say, while many techniques have been used to address these challenges, ion mobility spectrometry offers a unique ability to separate steroid isomers in conjunction with liquid chromatography and mass spectrometry. So you can see I created this sentence. At first I was stuck. I looked at a couple of suggestions, but then I still used my own voice to communicate most accurately with what I'm trying to say here. So I think this is a really good place for AI to come in with helping us with our writing. It's really easy to just hit writer's block, to just kind of hit a wall, feel a little uncertain about things. So it's really nice when you can get some suggestions of what might flow well next, with you knowing where do you want to go within your story. Now I've tested using it to help me write. What else can it do? The nice thing is you have a few things down here. So you have a word counter, a headings counter. So if you're trying to match your words, that can be super helpful. You can also, if you highlight over any text, you get this bar that appears here. So you can change the type of block formatting it is. You can put bulleted and numbered list in here as well. This is just going to stay general text. You can redo and undo. You can add in an image, and you can do any kind of your typical formatting, bold, italicize, underline, or even add a link in. The different kinds of AI commands is we can paraphrase, we can simplify, we can shorten, expand, translate even, and then we can generate text down here. I think the editing of text is really where Jenni AI can really help you and help you shine. So let's say I think these 2 sentences are kind of complicated and I want it to be simpler. So I can ask it to simplify, and specifically simplify academically. So what you can see is it actually left my text up here. So I can replace it or I can insert below. It didn't automatically replace my text. And so it's kind of presenting it a little bit differently. But you can see by simplifying it, it took my 2 sentences and made it 4 sentences long. So you really are going to have to kind of go on that scale of how much do you shorten it versus simplification here. You can also have retry, and I can copy it if I want to use that as well. You can also see that some of the options there, if we use AI commands, is simplify academically, but it's also shortened. So if you are having a abstract you're trying to write, you're trying to get under the word limit, you can use this shorten command to try and let it generate some options for you that can be a little bit shorter and help you actually reach your word count. So I think those are two really good places, and I've used that before as examples where it's ethically okay and it doesn't diminish your value to use AI, which is getting over writer's block, have AI generate some things for you to get the thoughts flowing, and then editing. And I think having it within a word editor so you don't have to go to something like ChatGPT and edit it are really good ways. Now, you can see there was no way for me to just type in, write a research article on this and have it write a research article. And I think that's really important if you really want to build your skills as a writer. You can't really use AI in that way. And it's going to be hard to get those papers published in the long run because those are not near as high quality of papers as you would really want. Now, Jenni AI does have some citation tools as well, so you can use it to cite as well, and there's some really cool stuff on that end. I'm going to leave that for another video in the future, so if you want that, leave a comment down below letting me know you want to see more about Jenni AI. And you can check out Jenni AI using my link below, and also if you want to upgrade it, use the discount code GRADSCHOOL to get 20% off your purchase. If you want to learn more about using AI for scientific writing, I will leave a few videos up here. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.